In this video we are going to take a quick look at this Olympus XA2 compact 35mm camera. This is a popular camera for street photography, and as you can see it is very small. And it's got a neat design with this cover that opens to expose the lens and closes to protect it, and it's pretty tough and durable that way. I've put some batteries in here, and so I'm going to flip this to the battery check position, and we can hear that, and I think we can see the little red light here indicating that batteries are good. So we can go ahead and test it out. Now those batteries don't come with it, but they're just there for testing it. So what I'm going to do is take this roll of scrap film and put it in. So we're going to pull up on the rewind crank on the back. That will cause the door to open up. And then we're going to drop the cassette in and bring the film leader across and into one of the little slots there, and start to make sure that's engaged and that it's on the sprockets here. And we can close the door and advance that, and then we see we're on position S for starting here. We'll open this up and fire the shutter and crank that and fire the shutter again and crank it again. And now the next position is photo number 1. So we know we've cranked in as much film as we need to safely get all the leader in. So what we have here is a zone focusing system. Some people refer to this as a rangefinder. It is not. It just has a zone focus. You can point it to the mountain, or to the people kind of close up, or to the people closer yet. And what we see is, I see the lens turning a little bit here. I'm sure it doesn't show up on the video. One of the neat things about this is whatever position it's in, when the cover is closed, it runs back to this yellowish position, which means that you're never too far off with the focus. A lot of people just point it there and use it as a point and shoot camera and don't even bother with the other settings. But if you're doing it far away or a close-up, you might want to use those. But okay. Let's fire the shutter a little bit here into the light. I heard that was very fast. We'll do that one more time. Again, very fast. Now what I'm going to do is block off the light sensor here a little bit. And there was noticeably slower. I'll do that one more time. I'll even block it off even a little better. And I think that was slower yet. So we can see that the metering is working. As I'm firing the shutter and advancing, we can see the rewind crank, so we know it's pulling the film out. Then down here, if you had the flash attachment, they made a little flash that mounted here, and you can use this down here to pop that up and get that started. There's no flash with this camera. I'm only selling the camera. There's also typically a little strap that hooks on here. I don't have that either. So it's just what you see here. Here's where you set your ASA value, or as people refer to it today, ISO. Just a little switch that moves, and you can set it at 200 or 400 or 100 or whatever film speed you're using. Looking at it cosmetically, I see here there's a big wear spot on the back. It's kind of a brownish color. I don't know if it's a little bit of rust almost. But anyway, it's got some wear there. These are often found with just tremendous amounts of wear on the back. This one has quite a bit, but it's not real uncommon from what you're going to see. The bottom has a battery compartment right here, and that's where I put in the button cells to test it. Tripod socket, and a self timer, and we should verify that that works. So let's flip that to the self timer position, and then we'll start it up here pressing the shutter button. I hear beeping, and you can see the blinking light, so we'll watch it cycle through. Higher pitch, and the shutter trips, and then it's ready to go to the next picture. And so we can just go ahead and use up the rest of the pictures in this roll. I think it was kind of a short one. And well, let's pretend that we've reached the end here. So what we do is we go down here, we push the little rewind button, and then up here we start cranking in this direction. And I can feel and hear film winding back into the canister. So let's just finish that up. And I felt it go all the way in. Give it a few more turns just to be sure. And now all the film has been wound back into this cassette. And if this were real film, then we would send it in for processing. Well, we have the door open. Let's look it over here. Every one of these that I've seen, practically, has light seal residue along the edges here, and this one certainly does too. This foam is degrading in here. So it really should have these light seals replaced. And that's something that some people do themselves, some people have it done. I don't know how urgent it is before the next roll of film, if it would still be light tight enough to take pictures. I'm guessing it would, but I can't be absolutely sure. The back snaps closed nicely, and fairly nice example of the Olympus XA2 functionally. Cosmetically, it's used, and a lot of these were just shoved into pockets, and they get kind of like this. And if you're going to use one of these, you might as well start out with one that already has the wear on it, and you don't have to worry about it. And buy a second one for your collection.